Working on that album though, the G-Funk era, I mean, what was your mindset going in there? I mean, do you see dropping the Gil Scott Heron in the front of that? I mean, what was it that made you go there?
Feeling.
Okay.
As American as apple pie, the question is why? Why should the blues be so home at here, which is L.A.? Well, America provided the atmosphere.
Come on,
I'm getting ready to go take on the world.
Crazy.
That's how I was feeling. When I heard that, I was like,
this it.
Boom, and it slammed right into you don't see what I see every day as Warren G.
Come on.
Man. And that was a real story. I take a look over my shoulder as I get older, getting tired of motherfuckers saying, Warren, I told you. But I'm going to tell you guys some real shit. Corrupt helped me write that whole song.
What?
Corrupt did. Because he was like, Warren, just tell me he was like, tell me some stuff. I want to write a song for you.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
You know, because I did shit for him, you know what I mean? So he wrote a song for me just to help me as well, because that's how we was. We help each other.
That's right.
If he needed music, I do music. Even with lyrics, if we in the studio, I jot something down at work, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping. We don't be tripping with each other. We just, all right, that's yours.
Yeah.
Okay, that's yours. You get all the bread for it. You get all the bread.
That's right.
So, he was just like, tell me about like what's up. So I told him about all the stuff we was going through, from Snoop going to the county jail, being up in Wayside, me trying to go, I was trying to visit him, but I couldn't visit him because I had, when I got there, they was like, no, you can't come in because you got shit on your record.
Damn.
So you can't sing. And just all the things we was going to, from being on the spot. It was a lot going on the spot. Niggas was getting shot. Niggas was getting killed.
Yeah.
Me and him and Nate probably was the only ones that didn't get a gang of time. And that in our era right there, everybody else started out at 10 all the way up to almost 30 years. And most of them is out now.
Yeah.
So that's the 6-1 crew. That's still our crew.
Yeah.
A couple rest in peace. That was all that story. Do you see? It was telling it. That was a true story.
Exactly.
Even this DJ, which I had help with that.
Yeah.
Now, with Snoop, Snoop got down. Snoop helped me with this DJ.
Okay.
And then I had him on the hook. He was originally supposed to do It's Kind of Easy When You Listen to the G'd Up Sound.
Yeah.
Pioneer speakers bumping out the smoke on the pan. That was supposed to be Snoop, but
my God,
I couldn't get it cleared.
Damn.
So I did it.
Yeah.
And then I still had Snoop on there, but what I did, if you listen to the hook, you'll hear Snoop under there, but you'll hear ad-libs, but I put an effect on his voice. The G-Child voice.
Yeah.
That little voice up on there, so I put that under there.
It's crazy.
And them the two songs that they helped me with my record. But other than that, everything else I wrote and produced everything. I produced everything, but I wrote everything else from that point on. I did everything, and because they were saying that, well, Snoop said he wrote your whole album. Hell nah, he didn't write my whole album. Snoop. Nah, and he cleared it up though.
Yeah.
He said that he was on, I think, Joe Rogan or something like that, and he was saying that, nah, I didn't write Warren whole album.
Yeah.
But because I started hitting him like, hold up, nigga, how you gonna tell these motherfuckers you wrote Regulate and all that? I mean, that's my dog. That's my homeboy.
Right.
My dog.
Yeah.
So it kind of threw me off when I started, what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold up. But I hit him, though. I was like, Snoop, what's going on with this?
What did he say, Warren? What was that conversation like? When you
It just nothing. He just was like, my bad, whatever, and he cleared it up.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't argue and shit before, all kind of shit, cause we best friends. So
right.
We talk shit to each other here and there, and how he got put on at the time I got him put on, we wasn't like on the same page. He was on with some other cats who was claiming they managing him and shit, and I was pissed off about that. Nate was pissed off, but we was just kind of pissed off because Snoop was with these other dudes, which some of them I knew, and but it was kind of like a divide and conquer thing was going on.
Yeah.
And he was falling for it. So I pulled, when I seen all that shit going on, I went and got him, you know, when I went up there with Dre and I played our stuff for Dre, and he liked it and was like, y'all come to the studio on Monday. And I called him, and he was on some bullshit like, nigga, fuck that, nigga. So I got Dre on the phone and we chopped.
Yeah.
And once he realized it was Dre, we was back tight. We was tight still. We was just pissed off at each other around that time.
Yeah.
And Snoop, he knew how to piss. He knew how to piss a motherfucker off. So we talked, and then we was charged up, happy. We kind of celebrated a little bit at my homeboy Rump house, that's who I was living with at that time. I was in the street pretty much, like 17, 16. So I lived with him. I was living with Snoop, lived with him. And Rump, me and Snoop was living with Rump at that time, and Nate off and on.
Yeah.
And Christine, Keisha, Kim, it was all of us all in an apartment. Rump, whose house it was, whose apartment was his family, Rump the one took us to Hollywood, and he had a bucket. So we had to take the street all the way up there, stopping at the light.
Gotta keep it
take
on.
Off.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know, that from that day on, when we stepped in the studio with Dre, that day we never looked back.
Wow.
You know, and he told us, come stay with me, so y'all could get out of the hood.
Yeah.
You know, get out of that gang shit down there, because we was around it heavy. And it was, you know, motherfuckers probably be like, oh, like, y'all niggas some busters. Y'all niggas ain't never been. We done been through a lot.
Exactly.
You know, and I ain't no bragger. I'm not gonna brag about none of that shit.
Yeah.
We ain't no busters. You know, we might be a little calm now, like everybody, Warren, you humble, you cool. After you been through the shit I've been through, you'll be humble and cool too.
Right.
Yeah.
You made it. Well,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, you made it.
Because we done been through some shit.
Exactly.
You know, I don't talk about a gang of that stuff, but it was rough. We went through some rough times. Like in the like I said, being born in the gang neighborhood culture. I mean, that's all that was there. We played sports. We did the free lunches at King Park. We went to Cal State, but still was in that environment. So if you stand around that same environment, eventually you're gonna become a part of it.
Absolutely.
Even though I wasn't like just all over. I wasn't. I didn't go crip crazy, but we was almost there.
Yeah.
But you know, I changed. That's what Do You See was that record.
Yeah.
Saying fuck this gang shit.
Yeah.
Let's go do this music.
Come on.
You know, and because I seen a lot go on, like with a bunch of, even like I got a homeboy that's on death row. Well, now they did pass some law where he back into the regular system now. He still got life, but he in the regular system. And just from what he went through, and this your so-called set or your called gang, are you know, people that's supposed to be whatever's supposed to be helping you, no matter what. If you got 1,500 to 2,000 people that can't get this dude like $20 a piece, so he can get a good lawyer to try to help his case.
Right.
What did you know when you ain't got nobody looking out?
Yeah.
You know, and this same guy, we even had differences before, you know, and he's a fool. Yeah, I don't lie about that. I mean, a fool.
Yeah.
You know, but I was just like, shit, it is what it is. Like, you know, but we ended up becoming really good friends, and I'm, it's been a minute since I talked to him, but I've been looking out for him for a long time. My uncle been looking out for him.
Yeah.
We just haven't talked. Him and one of my homegirls, they was talking for a minute, and I would shoot money that way to him. Sometime me and him get on the phone, I shoot money to him that way. Him and my uncle talk, shoot money to him that way. Just let him know I'm here for you still.
Yeah.
Regardless, because I know you all my life, first of all.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sit up here and act a certain way with you. And this ain't no gang shit. This is just real, like, friend shit. It ain't no fuck that gang shit.
Yeah.
It's real life shit. Like, and I ain't, I understand that motherfuckers like to gang bang. It ain't like it was back then, but that shit just ain't worth.
Ain't it?
It ain't it.
Yeah.
In these days and times, and a lot of the younger artists I see getting clapped.
Yeah.
And then overdosing and shit like that.
Come
I'm
on.
like, damn, what the fuck y'all doing? We was considered clucks.
Yeah.
Remember how niggas say, oh, that's a cluck head. He a
Yeah.
cluck. Doing pills or snorting cocaine and drinking lean. You a cluck, nigga. All we did was smoke weed and drink beer, which that's all I do. I don't do nothing more than that. I'm scared to do anything other than beer or bud.
Yeah.
And but I did have a situation where I got some sherm slipped on me. It was fucked up.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Break that down, boy.
Wow. It was just fucked up. It was. I mean, my homeboy was like, man, don't panic, just relax. And I was like, shit, how the fuck am I supposed to relax?
Right.
Nigga, I just smoked some motherfucking sherm.
You were like Chris Tucker and Friday way.
I'll tell you this, like, after, I guess when it kicked in, I still kind of had my noodles.
Yeah.
So he was just like, relax. So I said, let me listen to this nigga because he's a professional. So I had a Benz. I was in my car, he in the passenger seat. We on the freeway, and for some reason I felt like I was a genie. I swear to God, because we driving on the freeway and the wind blowing, and it's just like I felt like I was floating like a genie, like shh.
On the carpet.
I bumped heads with Too Short that night. I seen Too Short. It was his show. It was Too Short and some other groups that was performing at the Shrine Theater, and we drove to the Shrine. I was like the Drake back then. I was a solo artist. Like all the ladies loved me back then. So they let me right in that motherfucker. Like, park right in the back. Like I had all access, everything. And it was a dude from the radio station. He tried to get me to snort some cocaine with a key. I was like, hell no. I told him no. After that, I told my homeboy, I said, man, I need to drink some liquor to try to balance myself out because I don't like the way I'm feeling. And so I just started downing Alizé. I downed that shit, and I was downing that shit. And from that point, only thing I remember was I woke up, my car was in my garage. I don't even know how he got home.
Yeah.
So I was like, my car parked, I was at home, laid out in my bed. I still had on all my clothes, everything. My money, I had all my money, my wallet, everything. And I was like, how the fuck did I get home? I did not know. I don't know how I got home. I guess my other sense or something still was working because it got me home. And I was like, I'd never, ever go around that shit, or if somebody smoking that shit, and get your ass away from me.
Come on now.
I don't even want to sniff the aroma of that shit.
Yeah.
No.